You're killing me, Smalls.
We making movies, no acting in. I'm fucking Instagram action shit. UPS shipping packages. I'm smoking weed out them packages. If I ain't got a gun, I'm stabbing it. I got some leftover lean in the cabinet. I can hit your little hoe when she average. Poke on that pussy shit like it's a top in it. We making movies, no acting in. I'm fucking Instagram action shit. UPS doing the packaging. I'm smoking good ass weed out them packages. I can't lie, 'cause I ain't capping it.
Welcome back to the DNA podcast. It's your boy D.
It's your boy Antonio. Let's get to it.
We're kind of late on it, but still kind of early. We're going to talk about the newest movie in the MCU, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. It's going to be slightly different from our normal movie reviews. We're still going to review the movie, but it'll probably be half of the podcast while we discuss themes, where we see the story going, and just overall the characters in general, how they interacted with each other. I guess just from the start, did you like the movie?
I think it's probably the best Guardians of the Galaxy movie. And to me, Guardians of the Galaxy has always been one of the better MCU, I don't say franchises, but
Franchise. It's a franchise and a franchise.
Yeah. I think it's one of the best. And it's better than Thor. It's better than most of Iron Man. Because the Iron Man standalone movies are kind of ass. Yeah, I think it's the best one.
You are right on point. The third one solidified for me. It's by far the best standalone. The Avengers are not standalone.
That's the team up.
Yeah. That's what people say. The Avengers movies are better. Because it's all them niggas. Yes, the Avengers movie should be the best in the MCU franchise. But as it's solidified, I think the first two is better than any other franchise. And since Endgame, I would say that this is the best movie.
Yeah.
I think the Spider-Man movie was great for nostalgia because it incorporated a lot. But I think just in terms of story, character development, and just you didn't necessarily have to see another movie.
Yeah, you could kind of hop into Volume 3 and be like,
oh, this is a great movie.
This is a great movie.
If you've never seen the other Spider-Man franchises, the reappearance of old villains don't really mean the reappearance of Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield really don't hit as hard.
Yeah.
Unless you've seen them before. And so that's why I think in general, since Endgame, my rankings of the MCU is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, Black Panther 2, and the Spider-Man movie. Is it called No Way Home? I don't even know the name of that bitch.
No Way Home. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think for me, it's Volume 3, Black Panther, Multiverse of Madness. I think Multiverse of Madness is better than Spider-Man. Wanda is such a compelling villain.
I'm not mad at it. Wanda carried that bitch.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
they got the number 3 spot because of Wanda. That's
I'm not mad at it. For me, Spider-Man got the spot because they brought back old Green Goblin. I can never think of that nigga's name.
Oh, Osborn.
Yeah.
But, I can't remember the character.
I can't think of the real.
Yeah, the actor's name. Can I think of the actor's name?
Because that nigga would play a good Green Goblin too. I mean, good Joker. But I can't think of his fucking name. William Dafoe. And I only knew it because of How I Met Your Mother joke. It went through my mind that quickly. But that's the only reason I put that Spider-Man. That Green Goblin is that nigga was so good at the role that him in 04 is a top movie villain. And he just did the same thing. He did in 04 in 2020. But so we're in agreement. This is the best movie since Endgame. So shit, I guess we get into it. It opened up pretty kind of confusing, but as it started playing out more, it made sense. It was so frantic in opening for the first 20 or 30 minutes.
Well, but I think that was the whole idea. It was they were, they had to establish the major crisis. Rocket is dying. Mm-hmm. Spoiler alert! If you haven't watched it yet, maybe we'll edit that in there. So Rocket is dying. Adam Warlock attacks. Yada yada yada. They fight and they get their ass beat. Everybody's drunk or asleep. So
yeah, it's funny. Everybody's drunk. One nigga's drunk. The rest of the niggas sleep. It's not a bunch of different niggas drunk.
Fair enough.
And that was the jarring part to me. It's like, damn, like Star-Lord bad off. I mean, I guess it is pretty. It was pretty life-changing that his girlfriend got sacrificed for the Infinity Stones and for her to come back, but it's not the same her. But it's like, damn, I didn't know you were that bad.
But I don't know if I'll ever be that down bad, but like I can get like losing the love of your life twice.
That's if she came back, and it's not even her. Like, yeah, that's why I was like, I never thought about it because at the end of Endgame, I guess Tony Stark dying was the most emotional thing because it's like they left and he looked kind of normal. Like you knew that not having Gamora would always mess with him, but like I thought I missed. I'm not even gonna sit there and bullshit with you. In the first 20, so much stuff happened. It's like, damn, did I miss a movie? Is this shit in the fucking shows on Disney? Like,
well, they kind of hinted at it in the Thor: Love and Thunder movie. Like he's a little fucked up about not having Gamora there.
They were there, but he still wasn't this.
He wasn't that
bad.
fucked up. Yeah.
And like he was still like he was still leading them and like listening to music. He was still the same, just a little bit off.
Yeah, a little depressed.
Yeah,
he's big depressed now.
So like it's that. It took me a while to realize it was Adam Warlock.
Mm-hmm.
I known who he was. I have not seen I don't think I've ever seen him in cartoons.
I don't think he's ever been portrayed in a cartoon that I've watched, and I've watched a lot of them. So like I think this is his first like on screen appearance,
and it was kind of jarring. Like the only reason I knew is when they called him Adam. Like I wouldn't have known who he was if his name was not mentioned. And even still, I was like, is that Adam Warlock? That's not what I imagined he would look like. I don't know how the fuck I imagined he looked like, but
so like I knew that he was going to be in the next movie anyway because the post credit scene of Volume 2, it was his cocoon, and the Queen was sitting on her thing. It was like we're making Adam, and it was like, oh, it's gonna be Adam Warlock, and I already knew that he is a antagonist and then a member of the Guardians of the Galaxy. So like my previous knowledge clued me in. I already knew he was going to be part of the.
I've never known he was antagonist before. I've always known him to be
basically exactly how the storyline played out.
Yeah,
it was kind of like that. Like he was kind of against them, but for reasons.
Yeah,
and then ends up joining.
Oh, okay. I was about to say like all that happening. Like I don't give a damn. It's still funny. It was funny. When that nigga Quill was drunk and that nigga Rocket went for a lemonade and then he fell over quick. Like between that and then Adam Warlock actually damaging Rocket like he did. Like damn. That shit crazy, bro.
He really ran up in their shit. But if you know anything about Adam Warlock, he really could solo diff most of them by himself.
Bro, he proved that we already know the Galaxy's kind of lame. but them niggas get active though. So. They
are B tier characters that were together make an A tier team.
That and it's like they're carried by charisma and personality. That's what their franchise, the little bit of comics I read about them, that's what they're carried on. There's a Guardians of the Galaxy video game on PlayStation. Mm-hmm. Shit's top tier, but it's kind of like that too. Oh yeah, bro, shit's carried by their interactions. Game is okay. I'll get a second one, but the gameplay is okay.
The game going right off.
The gameplay okay, story great, characters A+. And so like boom, that happens, and then it's basically a fetch quest. But the Guardians in general, whole like lives are basically just fetch quests.
Well, the first movie and the third movie are fetch quests. The second movie is more of it's kind of a coming of age, fighting your dad type movie.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah,
little bit different of a it's a big bad movie.
yeah. Like, yeah, them niggas go on multiple fetch quests, but it's good throughout. It's the way they structured it is amazing because we know that Rocket would have never told them his past, and I don't know how much of the shit that they saw from the little like thing. So it's like we know stuff that the Guardians probably don't know. We're literally in the is it third person view?
Yeah.
We're in the third person view seeing this. They don't know, and it's like, damn, that's wild. While the actual story is taking place, and I'm not gonna lie, I thought Rocky kicked the bucket this movie. So
I was expecting for somebody to die in this movie
I thought it was gonna be Drex.
because Batista put out that whole thing like it was great being part of the Guardians of the Galaxy team. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's been a great 10 years. And I forgot exactly what he said, but he basically said that he will not be returning to the MCU as Drax. Oh, all right, cool. I know there's going to be new Guardians because that's how it is.
Yeah.
So to be new Guardians, they're going to kill off some of the old Guardians. Made sense to me. So it's like Rocket going through these flashbacks. I'm like, damn. Is this really his last appearance? His last appearance would not be technically like talking to the people.
It just put him on the deathbed,
You
which
feel
would have
me?
been crazy.
And that's all like, damn, bro, they can't. His last appearance is through flashbacks.
Yeah, you gotta at least let him go out in a hell of gunfire or something.
Yeah, blaze of glory, something.
Something.
It's crazy to know that hell, this whole time he had a. So look through the story. They when he's fucked up, they try to use a med pack, but they discover it's a damn bomb in his chest. And he's just been living with that his whole life.
I don't think it's a bomb, but just like a kill switch. It basically stops his heart. Yeah, it's like not gonna blow him up, but like it stops his heart.
Oh, I knew it was something deadly. I thought it should blow him up.
That would be pretty dramatic.
But like, so the med pack can't work because this shit specifically is coded to where if a med pack hits it, shit activates. So they have 48 hours to get the code to disarm the thing, then use the med pack. So we got our story. It's as simple as it gets, but it works. Like, friend is hurt. Got X amount of hours. We gotta make some shit shake.
So, so they figure out where they can potentially find his information. Yada yada yada. They go to the corporation, and of course, it's a mega corporation that's fucking evil because that's how it always works. It's a little bit of a cliche, but it's like, yeah, it's literally Big Pharma.
Man, it's Big Pharma. Like the second they went there, chill the fuck out.
Actually, hilarious. I did not think about that. The villain is Big Pharma. They're probably fucking Pfizer.
Bro, them niggas probably got the COVID flu vaccine in that bitch.
Anyway, they get there. They meet up with the Ravagers. They get boarded by the Ravagers, and find out that Gamora has joined the Ravagers, which kind of fits old Gamora's theme. I think it doesn't make sense with new Gamora, like, main timeline Gamora, but new timeline Gamora makes sense.
It makes complete sense. Like, where else was she gonna fucking fit in?
A bunch of pirates, yeah.
But bro, she a bloodthirsty killing machine.
I liked that she was so bloodthirsty. It's refreshing from how they operate, because they operate like good guys now.
Yeah,
they only kill when they absolutely have to.
It makes sense because we did not see a lot of previous Gamora. Like even the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie, she was kind of past that with a little bit of remains. But Nebula's story and even Thanos' story painted her as a whole different person, and it matches up to what she is now. So it's like she's an unforgiving killing machine. Like that's what she is. And I think it was a kind of a good dynamic between Quill and her, but I'm not going to sit here and lie. It was quite pathetic. I
But yeah, that was the whole idea though. Is that Quill is so fucking such a sick puppy.
and it's like, for me, love is a weird thing for me. I don't believe because you're intimate with somebody that means that you love them more than the other people that's been around them. Let's say X amount of time. Drax, Mantis, Rocket, Groot feel the same way about Gamora not being there.
But romantic love and friendship love are two different things.
I would say it could make it a little heightened, but it doesn't make them not as sad and conflicted that she's back. Like,
Oh yeah, but they're just they're not in a spiraling state of depression. That's the thing. Like they're upset about it. Like, if anybody's really upset about it, it's Nebula
also that too,
because she had just got her sister back basically.
and they finally got to a point where now we can actually just be normal people and not this guy's fucking puppets, basically. That's why I'm like, I get why you're pressing the issue because you were her romantic interest, but it's like, hey, bro, fucked up about it too, and it's still fucked up to us too that the simple even once again, even though we weren't romantic, the simple stories we shared with each other, all the advice she gave to us individually, just the stuff we did individually too is gone, but this new person is here. It's like, I guess they could have made the other Guardians a little bit more sad and conflict because they were just so cool.
I think they were in business mode. So like, we have a job.
Yeah.
Is to get Rocket's information so we can save Rocket.
Yeah.
So I think that was the conflict for like the
what was motive. I'm about to say, and it's like,
and especially for Nebula. Like that's what Nebula's already kind of a cold, calculating person anyway.
Yeah.
But and later in some part of the dialogue that is brought up by her. Hey, do you think this is you're the only one tore up by this?
Yeah. Nebula makes the most sense to me because she's been in constant communication with her. So it's like Quill was like, "Why didn't you tell me, nigga? Because you don't handle shit correctly." Like,
but you also gotta think Peter Quill is literally a child.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't really. He was raised by pirates.
Yeah. I was about to say, we always talk about it. The fucking events Endgame happened because this nigga blew his lid. Hey, I told you even there, bro. That nigga Thanos could have killed my mom. We had him where we wanted him. I would have fucking killed that nigga after we got the gauntlet off that nigga.
Gauntlet off on accident.
You feel me? Like, by no metric would I hit this nigga, make him come back, because now we screwed regardless. So, like, he is a kid. So, like, Nebula made the most sense to me. She's holding it together as much as she can, but she knows not talking to Gamora won't ever change anything. So she's talking to her sparingly, but not pressing the issue.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what you're supposed to do. Yes, fucking dumbass, I ain't tell you. Because you're going to ruin. I'll tell you. She might stop talking to me. And like that's how I feel like a nuance of that's supposed to was supposed to happen. I'm not mad at the Avengers for being cool about it. It's just like, damn, bro. On top of it, you're the leader too. But
this is the, if you read the comics, the leader of the Guardians of the Galaxy switched out quite regularly.
Yeah, like a lot.
a lot. But that's kind of the charm of them as a team, is that you're always getting new stories because you have new members and they're revolving doors.
Yep. Same name because they have the same mission.
Yeah. It's like it's the team. And if you're on the team, you're on the team. You're not.
Yeah. So like that's a small hiccup for me, but ain't nothing to take away from the movie. It's just like, damn, Peter, be a man. Do some push-ups or something. That's what I was told. Go do some push-ups or some shit, bro. Especially that one where they were talking on a little joke before they drilled their way in.
Yeah.
Before they drilled their way into the corpse, they were talking on communication, and he thought he was only talking to her. Now he did think he was only talking to her, but it's like, damn, bro, we hear this shit, man.
No, did you? To me, I got a subtle nod at their spacesuits and the colors. Did you get Among Us?
Oh, bro, I got No Man's Sky. But
I mean,
Among Us make most more sense.
like, I was like, is this Among Us?
Nah, now that you
Play?
said it, bro, that bitch was exactly like the colors, the shape of the suit, like the fat ass one.
I was like, this is a Among Us reference.
Ooh.
Which I was like, that's super meta, and I love it.
Bro, it's a lot of meta stuff in this that I will never be able to bring up because I won't remember all that shit. But top tier when they get in there, they're trying to find somewhere to put the little outfits. And Mantis put that bitch in the trash, breaking that shit shoot out. What the fuck else was like? If I'm Mantis, when Nebula got her ass, bitch, why ain't you come up with something? Oh, it was Gamora. Bitch, why ain't you come up with something?
But like, this is Mantis becoming, confident and aggressive. Like, so, like the to me, like the idea is like growth. The whole thing is the growth of
The
individuals in the group and becoming more than who they were perceived as by the group.
Yeah.
So
yeah, in that moment, that ass, I'm on Mantis' side. One, if you had a better idea, bitch, you should have did it. Two, you saw that room. There wasn't shit else to put them motherfuckers. Like, that ass was not nowhere else to put it. This probably was still their best option if they wanted to hide the shits. And so the niggas is trapped. It's in Guardians of the Galaxy fashion. Shit goes sideways into a big gun brawl. Can't have the movie without that.
You gotta have a shootout mid thing.
They found that the information they needed has been switched over to a different spot, so the fetch quest continued. This all literally was worthless. But we do get a scene. I thought it was up for Drax in the middle of this gunfight.
Yeah, I thought this is where Drax is gonna die.
Yeah, like they shot him in the back, shot him forwards. Like, damn, they fucked good buddy up. Like he dropping everything. Mantis looked defeated. I'm like, this is it. Like this was kind of anticlimactic because you knew it was the middle of the movie, but it was like, hey, but nah, that nigga lived. Everybody lived.
Yeah. Well, Drax is canonically, he actually is like almost indestructible. So like,
you want to know who was modeled after Drax? They'll never say it, but I know in my heart was Kratos. I know Kratos is modeled after Drax.
I don't know who existed first.
Drax did. Drax was in the 90s or 80s. Like his character was around first. Them niggas are exactly the same. Damn near immortal. Damn, weapon and choice kind of look the same. Finishing move is kind of the same when they jumping. They go down. Bro, them niggas are damn near the same. So, of course, Drax is kind of immortal because I think Kratos is basically immortal.
Well, Kratos is a god.
Isn't Drax titled God of Destruction?
No, he's the Destroyer. That's just
the Destroyer of Worlds.
He just destroys people. But like,
I know he's not a god, but shit, when you get titles like that,
I don't even know why Drax is so what's the word I'm looking for? Not indestructible.
Sturdy.
There's a comic book term that goes for it. Durability. Why he has such high durability. I think it might just be a species thing.
I thought it was just a saying thing. Like that leads to him being dumb because not too much shit care. Like he does not have to be but so intelligent in battle when you can just go out, take the hits, and kill the niggas. If I'm able to put it in, but my favorite Drax clip is I think in Volume 2 when the nigga jumps into the belly of the beast.
The Atlas
when everybody said Drax, don't do it. That shit just is sturdy, and he did that bitch. They end up killing him. He comes up. Yep. Told you that shit was gonna work. Could not tell him shit. Yep, playing with accordingly like I told y'all it would. Nigga, if we weren't around, you would have got eaten. No, you was already eaten. You would have been digested.
But him on the inside just stabbed the inside. That's so on brand.
You mean like that nigga's top tier stupid, but based off his durability, he don't need to be but so smart. If he was smart, if that nigga had Captain America intellect, he'd be damn near unbeatable. So the fetch quest continues.
Before we continue, though, Gamora just starts offing niggas on their exfil part of the fetch quest. She just starts offing niggas, and the person's like, "Yo, what the fuck?"
They didn't give her too many options, though.
Quill
did go there straight away.
Quill was trying to talk his way out of it. You know, his typical way of doing it.
But when she pointed the gun, she was like, "This bullshit ain't working." And then the girl he was trying to woo, trying to use that Riz on. Yeah, I thought you were a jackass. So score one for Gamora. Like, Gamora was right, bro. You done did all this bullshit. We could have pointed the gun at her from the jump. They got the information quickly. This and that. I don't understand how, because a bunch of them got hit from that blasters thing. A majority of them got hit by that blaster. I think the only person who didn't was Mantis and Star-Lord. And maybe Gamora. How the fuck did Gamora's gun drop bodies?
Why? The guns in outer space have like a stun feature and a kill feature. But also, I think so the people who got hit were Nebula and Drax, and they both are like high durability. So like,
well, yeah, I know Nebula is.
Nebula is mainly machine now.
I feel like Gamora got hit also.
I don't think,
but don't quote me.
I don't think Gamora got hit because she was in the she was in the office with Star-Lord.
Yeah. So I guess it was just them two. I was about to say them niggas didn't got hit with that, but Gamora got this damn one-handed quitter. Actually, offing folks.
Her shit set the kill.
You feel me? So I'm like, my thing is, damn, it's not my fault that she got the damn one-handed quitter and y'all niggas got the damn 6 or 7 stun. But no, that was a top-notch scene. But I also like because you see her kind of turning around.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she tried, but once again, her point was made when the fucking ambush happened. So now we gotta kill these niggas. And it's not like she went on a bloodthirsty tear, where it's like, I gotta kill all of them.
She was killing people that she needed to. She was smart about it. But the funniest part of this whole thing is when she shot the lady in the leg. Just immediately, I was like, yo.
Ooh, my chest.
And she started screaming. I was like, yo, ain't no way.
Ooh, but I think Groot got hit. I think that's the thing I'm thinking.
No, Groot drove he was on the ship, and he drove the ship into the...
And never mind, it was just them two niggas. Mentioning Groot driving that bitch, I love that the running theme was, damn, did that look cool? Damn, I like it. Did that look cool? That's such an unserious way about going about shit, which I swear to God I would.
Yes, Groot, that was cool.
Bro, you would have saw my dumb ass. I would have twirled that bitch. And I don't even think I would have said, did it look cool? I would just been like, you see that? Well, I know y'all saw that shit. I know y'all saw me 360 that bitch. And like,
I heard doing trick shots and shit.
But this is a failure. In between, we see Rocket's memories, and we see is his name the Collector?
The High Evolutionary.
The High Evolutionary. We see the experiments done to him. We see the High Evolutionary trying to build this society, and he's kind of underwhelming.
Mm-hmm.
But for the story, he fit. It's underwhelming that he's this iteration's last villain, like, you know, the major villain. But for this story, it works.
But Guardians of the Galaxy has always had medium bad. They never really had. They don't go up against like a real.
They never really built. They're really just made for
that. And if you know who the High Evolutionary is because you watched the comic or you read the comics,
yeah,
then you know.
I was about to say, like, it worked, but it's in the same vein of like Star-Lord's dad. That guy, like, it works, but he won't really be that memorable down the line unless he survives. But yeah, I don't know. Shit, it looked like he survived to me.
Yeah, he got the chicken. He's not coming back from that.
But when we see the Rocket portion where it's what got me was, damn, the voice acting he did on Young Rocket. Nigga sounded so full of life, so not jackass. Bro, he kind of sounded like Paddington. to me.
A little bit, yeah. But like, you know, he has the baby talk kind of thing going. He has it's interesting that they went about it the way they did. I think it's a perfect, you know, because I think all the animals that got the upgrades or whatever, I don't know, version 97 or whatever they were called, 89. All those animals are basically children, even if they're older. Like, I'm pretty sure the Walrus is old, but he just gained sentience now, so he's a baby.
Yeah. Even though their physical appearance could be that of older, since their sentience is so young, they're children. Yeah, makes sense. And to just see it, it's funny to me how smart they were, that they did not assume the worst, but they're kids, so I can let that slide.
That's why it makes sense, because like a kid will excuse your
Cruel
parents
behavior.
your parents' cruelty.
Yeah, because like even just in the cage, I was thinking, oh, so maybe they're gonna be planning to escape this and that. Nah, they're kicking back, laughing, and then when we're told about how the high evolutionary is trying to create this perfect world, Rocket's like, oh shit, me and my homeboy's gonna be good. Damn, you like it there? You thought that was good? I thought this whole time I was thinking, oh, maybe when they get smarter, they're gonna start planning their escape. Damn. Y'all were just sweet with it. Like, it was just good until y'all being experimented on and shit. But nah, bro, it's pretty gut wrenching. It's gut wrenching, and we didn't even get to the gut wrenching part, but and like if you know anything about Rocket Raccoon, hell, if you just watch the movies, you know that, man, this is gonna take a turn for the worst. So we get back to the regular story. The niggas start their Fetch Quest 2. Basically, they go.
Electric Boogaloo.
And basically, it's going to go confront the higher evolutionary on the perfect planet, and well, I thought it was fine. Like I think being on the planet in these scenes, like everything up until they see the higher evolutionary, I think it's fine. I don't necessarily think it was needed. But
I think the scenes were funny. They're not necessarily needed to drive the plot.
Yeah.
But what I think is interesting is that you kind of build a connection to those animal people, because it's like, damn, they're just trying to live their lives or whatever.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying, and they're basically just people. Like, they're literally people. They're selling dope. They're, you know what I'm saying, they have a 9 to 5. They punch a clock.
Going to school, doing this, getting bullied.
All the things. And I'm pretty sure that's how white people would act if aliens came. You know what I'm saying?
I swear to God. Bro, I'd never bring this up before because I'm not really a graphics guy or this and that. Everything's good to me. This CGI looked funny, didn't it? Like, this bitch was jarring. It's jarring every time I see that shit.
I think it didn't look bad. It made them look like...
And they look like test subjects.
They look like they're not perfect.
Yeah, I was about to say, they shit. Like, just... I've never once thought this. Bro, I've watched some real cheesy shit and never thought that it was bad. Damn. Them bitch ain't gonna age well.
I don't think the CGI was that bad. And I think most of it was practical. Like, when they did with them in the house and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure those were practical suits. I don't think that was I don't think that was CGI on the characters' faces.
Well, that would make sense then.
Yeah, I don't think that was computer.
So it would make sense if that was actually handmade. But yeah, outside of that, it's whatever. I don't understand. This is where stuff kind of gets confusing to me. Don't understand why they didn't fly the rocket to the triangle. Like,
because I think they were trying to be... Quill's plan was that they go in... kind of unassuming.
Yeah.
So that... Because, like, their ship is a weapon.
It is. But like, so what they did, it was like, do you think you're not going to be detected? Nigga, you flew in. Like, everybody saw that big motherfucker come.
Well, I think it was more of a parlay type thing. You know what I'm saying? Not a I don't think that plan was ever for them to
like go undetected.
yeah.
Okay.
They weren't trying to sneak in. They were going into for a deal.
Because so we see the plan unfold. Peter keeps it even beforehand. Love this. It was people kept telling Peter, "We're going there. It's a trap." It's not a trap. It's a confrontation.
That's what I know you would say. It's not a trap. I know it's a trap. It's a confrontation.
I swear to God. But it's not a trap if you come up with a counter plan. But the way he was going about it, nigga, you got no plan.
That's Peter Quill's character. It's like he doesn't have a plan, but he's gonna come up with a plan on the spot.
For me, I don't even think that was necessarily on the spot. So this is what point it gets to. Maybe he did, but it's like what he did was so smart. Nigga, you just had to tell the rest of the niggas the plan. But then y'all would have got away scot-free. The second he did what he did, and I knew everybody was not on the same page. Oh, this is gonna be one of those things where you escape, but they be on the ship. So now it's the third phase. It's a third fetch quest.
Fetch quest part 3.
And so like the second that happened, I was like, oh yeah.
So before we go any further, what did you think about his escape plan?
It was a great plan.
The jumping out of the thing and like gliding with Groot.
I thought that was going to be his plan anyway. I don't know why I assumed this. Maybe I played a game. Maybe in the Guardians game he did this. I always assumed the Groot could fly. So I always assumed that that's what he was going to do. But I thought it was pretty risky given the higher evolutionary powers. Basically, a nigga controlled everything in the room.
He controls gravity. That's his power.
Like, it was pretty risky. Because with that nigga doing that, y'all niggas is screwed.
He just like lift you back in the room.
You feel me? Like, it was pretty
But
risky.
I don't think they knew what his powers were going into that fight.
Yeah, I don't even think they knew he was there. Well, no, they did. They saw his memory.
Yeah.
They saw a piece of Rocket's memory.
I think they knew he was going to be there. They didn't know what his abilities were, if he had abilities, if he was just a regular nigga.
This is my thing. Did he have powers when Rocket last left him?
I don't think so.
So how did he? I'm confused on how he got. So did they experiment and get him the powers, or was it all that like technology?
I'm pretty sure it's just technology.
Oh, okay, that's why I was giving like, how the hell did he just gain power?
I'm pretty sure it's just technology.
Okay, but the ambush was smart. Like then they separated each other, ambush this and that. Had the one last nigga. It was pretty cruel the way they killed the last nigga with the thing.
They were getting that leg back. They don't care.
Like for me, it's like, why did you just shoot and kill him and take the bitch? When they pushed him out, I was like, oh, so they're gonna give him a chance to live, but he gonna fuck up and get killed anyway. Bro, you fell from fucking 600 feet high.
No, they wanted to torture him. They wanted that back in blood.
You scraped that nigga's body across the surface.
And they saw how Rocket was treated, and how Rocket was made. They were like, nah.
And I think the huge thing was like, I'm not necessarily mad at. I'm not mad at it, but it's like so much the pleasure he took in doing it. Even then, he had a smile on his face.
I like this.
Because like, you fat motherfucker, I got something for you. Or at least I thought so. This is what I thought was going to happen when it happened. When they pushed him out, I thought he was going to rip the shit from his head, pretend to catch him. Like, oh yeah, I got you. Didn't let him go. But when he caught him and then they was flying, oh shit. It was like, oh. That's when I immediately thought, oh yeah, they're going to let them. You know, the niggas heroes. They ain't going to just kill it.
I thought they were going to leave him on a blown up planet. That's what I thought.
But when he did that, oh shit. Boy, I would not want to go out that way. Damn, I would have hoped that they blasted my dumb ass. But, nah, bro, that planet also, I forgot about that. They blew up the planet. And it's weird.
Just nuke the planet.
Were they going to blow up the planet anyway? Or was the word, or did Peter, like,
I think
push
Peter pushed the timeline for them.
Yeah.
But they're playing, because the problem with their crew, I guess, Batch 99, the problem with them was that they didn't, they weren't able to invent new stuff.
They weren't able to exceed, basically, they weren't able to become smarter. They'd only be a smart ass.
Yeah, they weren't Rocket. That was the problem. It's like they weren't able to invent new things. They can only use the technology that they already were given.
Yeah. And so that's why it's like that. In that one moment, it's kind of like Peter made a point because I think I would have said the same exact thing. Like, this is perfect for you. Them niggas selling fucking zany dust.
He said meth. Octopus had the motherfucker selling meth.
But like with seeing Buddy New Kid, so I thought the movie was going to change to them saving the planet. No, that shit ain't really. They didn't even really bring it up after it happened. Like they brought it up, it's like, damn, that nigga blew up a planet. And it just won't shit. Like, and it's not our fault because it ain't shit that we could have done.
And on top of that, he was already planning it from the get go. We had no idea from the jump. We just spent the timeline.
Yeah, bro, you feel me? So, boom, boom, Rocket and Groot. I mean, not Rocket. Quill and Groot make this great escape. Fits the character, Drax and Mantis.
Well, really, it's Drax. Mantis wanted to stay with the ship.
Yeah, I'm about to say this made literally no sense. To my point again, them niggas should have took the ship too. Like at this moment, them niggas should have took the shit. If you were going to, literally when they left, and I was like, bro, any nigga could come raid this ship. But if you have the ship,
well, Gamora was on the ship.
Well, yeah, I guess it's a good bodyguard insurance. But even so, like if you take the ship. Even when Quill gets mad, who told you to come here? We're still protecting the ship, like you said. But them leaving the ship was stupid. It was but it did make a good gag when they called Nebula. It was like, stay there, can't do that. What? And it just pans. And so like they get trapped on the ship, leaving the exploding planet, while Peter and Groot go back to the ship with Gamora. Gamora then fucking fought Adam Warlock, and they didn't kept the little pig beast. Shit was kind of wicked. The way this pig beast looked was kind of wicked.
This movie was played with very much more body horror than I've seen in any Guardians of the Galaxy movie.
It's pushing,
or any MCU movie at all.
It's pushing mature.
Yeah.
Like that shit was so grotesque. That bitch was like Twisted Metal bad.
But if you know anything about the arc with the High Evolutionary in the comics, this is the type of shit that he was on.
Yeah, so them niggas get trapped on the ship, and I just know it's up. Like, bro, y'all trapped on the ship
on the outside.
Well, not even that. I knew they were gonna break their way in. Just being on there, Buddy is pissed because he just lost Rocket. Like it's up. Them niggas got the information. I let these two niggas escape. But I got 3 new niggas. Oh, it's up. I'm offing y'all niggas for their betrayal. But Rocket recovers. Great little story. And now Fetch Quest 3.
But Rocket dying confirms that MCU has a heaven.
Oh, wait, didn't Thor? Doesn't Thor approve that? Because there is the third Thor movie. We actually saw them in heaven. And 2, isn't like Valhalla? Haven't we seen Valhalla before?
Well, that's just Thor's planet, like his home planet.
No, like we haven't seen like when the dead Valhalla.
No.
Oh, we haven't seen it. No,
I don't think so.
For me, since it was heavily implied, it was like, oh yeah.
No, but it confirms that there's a heaven, or at least an afterlife in the MCU.
Does that mean a lot to you?
No, it's just a part of the storyline.
Yeah, Rocket sees his friends. I thought it was up for Rocket. I was like, bro, we didn't just do all this.
I knew. Well, I kind of like it's too late anyway. And now they're gonna get it back. Like they're gonna go. Like it's gonna be a.
We about to go slaughter that nigga. Like that's what I thought too. It's like, bro, this is it. Damn, Rocket never comes back. But then this was played so well. But this is so like counterculture to like the heaven scenes.
Mm.
Like, oh, this nigga talking to him and he's ready to go. And it's like, oh yeah, you can join us, but not yet. Bitch, that's not how that goes.
not yet. And it was like, see you later, my raccoon. And he was like, I'm not a rat. I was like, that's funny.
You feel like it's so counterculture to what we know, but I'm not mad at it. But nigga, you know that's not.
I kind of knew how that was going to play out as soon as he went up. I've seen enough movies where stuff like that happens.
Yeah.
That I knew that they're going to do the I knew it was coming out, but I think the average person wouldn't have got that. They probably would have actually thought.
The dialogue is so great because I was like, "Oh, Rocket ain't dying." You know, he about to say bye to him. He's about to be one of those things. You know, oh, Rocket's gonna be like, "Oh, my time ain't up yet." But it's like he was accepting of it. Everybody else was accepting of it. They began to walk off. Oh, whoa! Wait a minute. Did this just take a dark turn? But then it turned again. Okay, so we back to what I thought it was going.
Which I think it was like 'cause the basic pivot would have been, it's not my time yet. I have to, take care of my new family and then do the pivot.
Yeah.
They did 2 pivots.
Yeah.
It was great. I love that.
I was about to say, that's what got me like, whoa. But they come back and now it's we gotta come get our niggas. And then we see that the higher evolutionary has been able to make people. So you got all these damn space kids. These space Asian kids. I don't know why they make a difference, but
no, there was black kids in there, and there was other races mixed in. But the main one that we saw the most was a little Asian girl.
But this nigga black as all hell.
I don't think they were made from his DNA.
Ooh, but he takes some prisoners, and this is once again, this is a minor nitpick. It doesn't take away from the movie, but knowing everything I know about villains in media, why the hell did he just kill them niggas? Like when the bad guy has what the good guy wants for ransom, why don't I like pre-record them being alive, kill them, have you still come and kill you? Like I know why, because we want the niggas to live, but man.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it would have just made sense to kill him. Hell, if you would have killed him, I like your chances against Groot and Star-Lord.
Well, and I mean, if you really think about it, he kind of did do that. He fell into the aboleth.
Oh yeah, with the little creatures.
Yeah, the big,
Yeah.
He fed them to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had all intentions. I'm gonna kill niggas anyway. It doesn't matter. He did your plan.
Drew, so I can't be mad. You can't expect this damn bug lady to reason with these sons of bitches.
No, she has pet aboleths. It's crazy. Anyway.
A whole bunch of basically now this fetch quest became a damn
siege mission.
That's basically what it was. The niggas free kids. And then as they're freeing kids, Rocket goes back and it's like, damn, niggas freeing animals. Rocket finally completes his arc. And now he's ready to go confront the higher evolutionary just before they free the animals. But he goes and see the animals after free them. But it's like, no, I'm done running. I ran before and lost everything I wanted. So now I'm not going to run again in fear of losing everything I have.
I gotta get his back in blood.
Yeah, like it ends. Either it ends for me
or it ends for him.
Yeah, and him seeing heaven, I think will complete it. I'm okay if I go out because the nigga went out swinging, or if I kill him, we good there too. Like there is no real loss for me now. Guardians always know they cool. I feel like them niggas don't even be walking in slow motion. No, I think the niggas be walking on slow motion on purpose. I don't think that bitch is CG.
But the boarding scene where they're fighting all the I can't remember what they were called, but the grotesque looking
like the final solution. It was something like that.
Yeah, whatever they were called. It was something dark and gritty. It was a name. I can't remember what it was now.
Yeah, it was something cool.
Yeah, it's actually a big bad army. Like I kind of like that. But they were fighting them in the little corridor. That was a great Guardians of the Galaxy fight scene.
It was great. It's so great that I'm playing the Guardians of the Galaxy game, and the game mirrors that exactly. Like the combos, the teaming up, the shooting, just the correlation between the characters. A great scene. I don't see how it could have been better.
Yeah.
And them niggas do that. When they do that, if I'm the higher evolutionary, I would have tucked my tail and ran. I think the higher evolutionary, I see why he was so fixated on Rocket, but it's like, damn, bro, if you as smart as what you think you is, you should have figured that out, nigga. like you have not figured out how to make another rocket by no stretch, and so you sacrificed everything. He easily could have gotten away. He easily could have kept doing what he did, and either the Guardians would have had to track him or he would have just did whatever. You sacrificed.
And there was no telling that, Rocket probably would have like if Nebula, Drax, and Mantis weren't on the ship.
Yeah.
Rocket probably still would have tried to settle the score with him.
If the opportunity came, like if our ship can hawk him down, yes. But if he's out of here,
yeah. But he would have been a long-term villain for them.
But it's like he sacrificed everything. The crazy part to me is that this is where stupidity comes in. At why does it matter so much to you now? And they said, oh, he wasn't aware. No, he was aware. He was always aware that Rocket was out there. Why are you so fixated now when we know that it's been years?
Well, I think he was thinking that his experiment, the Batch 99, would be better than they are. So him going after Rocket. That's why they sent Adam Warlock after him.
Yeah, but even that's still recent because and those people. So like when she made Adam Warlock. That was for a different reason.
That was just for blood.
Yeah. She did not make him because they're high evolutionary. So that was because the nigga stole the batteries from the kids.
And they blew up all their ships.
So she made him for a different reason. It just so happened that we had the common interest. I want to kill the Avengers, and you want Rocket, and you're going to kill him too. So it's like, it's the deep fixation when he's seen him. But it's like, bro, you had so long to catch him. So when he was alone too.
But also I don't think he thought he was valuable then. That was I think he had like the ideas that they had just came to the realization this shit ain't gonna work. X-99 isn't gonna work.
After seeing 99 fail, that's when he realized how valuable he was.
Yeah.
Sure, I was about to say, because like he literally sacrificed everything just to get Rocket. And it's like he had so many opportunities. It's like, fuck this, like, let's bail. He could have took some of the experiments. He could have took, it's like he easily could have just skedaddled, but this fixation ruined Good Buddy. It was a nice ending. I'm gonna call it a finisher from the Guardians of the Galaxy to Good Buddy. I was not prepared to see what the fuck happened to his face.
What Rocket did to his face when he was a kid. That's crazy, yeah.
It's like
Rocket fucked him up.
I assumed he did that because I could tell by the stitches. It gave me like a modern Joker look when the Joker sewed his face back on. It looks exactly like. I didn't think they was actually gonna take that bitch off. I thought we was all in agreement that he ripped his face off.
But this movie was gritty.
They ripped that bitch off.
They didn't rip it off. Gamora nicely peeled that bitch off.
Ripped that. They peeled that bitch off, and it's just like, oh, we wanted to see what was up under there, nigga. It's me. Did you think it was a robot wearing a human face?
I kind of thought that. Loki.
I did not assume that at all.
It was like some Terminator shit going on.
That bitch was just red meat. That bitch looked like prime rib.
Ground beef on that bitch. And what made it worse when they peeled it off and it was like a little bit of like sticky film coming off with it.
Bro, you feel me? And it's like that nigga was embarrassed. I don't even think he was embarrassed that he lost because it's 5-on-1.
It was like his face.
I can't explain it, but it conveyed embarrassment to me. That's what he did to me years ago. Yes, I look like this. Damn, nigga, you doing all these experiments? The best you can do is staple your face back.
What's even crazier? It's not even like attached permanently. It's just like on hooks. On it's like.
You did all these fucking experiments, nigga. You couldn't find a way to either A, grow more skin, or B, attach your face a little bit better. Ooh. Up until this point, I thought he experimented on himself, kind of like a Dr. Gero type thing.
I think kind of a little bit. Like that's a good comparison. Dr. Gero and High Evolutionary, and
that's how he was able to gain powers. So I assume that's how he did it. And all the while I'm thinking, but you still ain't put your face on, nigga. You done did all this to yourself, but that's still the best you can do. Like a nigga spent fucking 40 years working on the body. Nigga got out the chair. 5 minutes, we good. Man, them niggas put that bitch on ice with Rocket tore up his damn face. Ooh.
Put it on ice is hilarious.
We skipped over the saddest scene, but it was in between seeing Rocket's friends die. And that shit got me. It got me for the fact of like, the bitch became a horror movie low key. Like when Rocket opened the cage and it was like, what you doing? Damn.
So I knew you were going to do this.
I knew they were going to die, obviously.
Yeah. Well, I was kind of keeping hope alive that they were still on the ship.
I kind of was. I was hoping that Rocket did some scum shit. And left.
And I thought like this is like Rocket feels guilty because he's he left his homies behind.
Yeah, to get experimented on until the end of time. It's like, oh, so he about to go. He about to go link back up with the crew. Get clowned on a few times, but something. But just seeing him kill the otter, I was like, damn, that's sad. But then when Rocket picked up the gun and no. He scratched up High Evolutionary first. He's like, all right, so you still got the other two. I mean, still sad you lost a homeboy. And then they started firing and Rocket didn't get hit. We lit. Wait a minute. I've never seen a film make so much sense. The bullets that didn't hit you, hit them. Damn, that is how that would happen in real life, too. Movies are so fake that when Rocket was not getting hit, I never went to sue him. There's the stuff behind.
As soon as it kind of Rocket killed him, I was like, oh wait, this ain't right. I knew immediately. It was like they're all getting wet up.
I was like, we lit. I thought they was gonna die on the run to the jump because them niggas was basically wagons at that point, so they weren't gonna run far like with rockets. I was like, they're gonna get wet up on the way to the ship. Wait a minute. Damn,
I think the only one, if they actually were trying to get out, I think the only one who would have made it out was the otter.
The otter, that's and it's like, just damn, and that nigga Rocket just had to make a beeline. And it's like, whoa. Yeah, bro, that words don't do it justice. The buildup of it and just, damn, that's sad. Makes sense why he never wants to talk about that shit. We get to the end. At the end, I have mixed reviews about the end. Mm-hmm. Peter Quill decides that he's not managing as much as he wants to let on. And so he goes home just to see his grandfather, to be with his grandfather, presumably until he dies. Which shit, that could be any day.
Yeah, because Grandpa's like 95, 80 something at least.
Mantis decides that she wants to go on her own and just grow. Being called stupid for so long has really took a toll on her. Gamora goes back to the Ravengers. She fucks with the Avengers. Like she comes around and realizes
these aren't bad people. Yeah.
What the other Gamora saw in them. But I like the fact that it's not just one of those things where she just
joins.
Yeah. Like, no, I had a life right before here. I had family. Well, people I considered family before all these events. So I can't just
leave them
to join y'all again. Nebula and Drax they start.
Drax becomes a dad again.
Yeah.
And then Nebula becomes the mayor of nowhere.
I'm about to say, are they rebuilding nowhere or are they going somewhere else to colonize?
No, I think Nebula is basically becoming like mayor.
Yeah.
She's going to take up the leadership role of nowhere.
Yeah.
And then Drax is going to be the dad to all his kids.
And Rocket becomes the new leader of the galaxy. I mean, leader of the Guardians of the Galaxy. I don't understand. Anyway, this is where it's like, I know because of contractual stuff in real life, why Nebula and Drax necessarily had to leave.
I think so that they can put in a new cast for Guardians of the Galaxy for the because they haven't shaped up the lineup of Guardians of the Galaxy yet, and that's a key part of the storyline.
Yeah.
So making Rocket the leader, adding in the little girl,
adding in Adam Warlock.
Adam Warlock. And they've added people. They've never taken people away from the team.
Yeah.
Other than Gamora.
Who technically wasn't really taken away, but him. Yeah. And so it's like, that part I do get. It's just like, can't you be mayor and still be part of Guardians? Can't
Well,
Drax be?
I think she was doing both,
Mhm.
but she can't do both
It took
well.
it took its toll
Yeah.
on her doing both. Okay, and like
And then Drax's true calling is to be a dad. He's not really supposed to be out here fighting people. That's the idea.
it goes back and forth with me. So that's what I knew with the character of Drax.
Mhm.
Nigga sure like having a lot of fun out
I'm
there.
not saying he's not enjoying himself, but he's better at being a dad than being.
I was about to say, when people be like, "Oh yeah, your true call is being a dad," the only person who took more fucking solace in killing people was Gamora.
It might have been Rocket. Rocket had no problem working the nigga.
Like, it's one thing if Drax was just like, if Drax was like one of those soft-spoken type of killers, and and he would be like, taking a life is like sad or whatever after you kill. These niggas laughing.
Some nigga celebrate afterwards. Yeah.
Ooh, so that's why I was like, it's even more shit. Drax ain't gonna do that no more. You making it seem like that nigga didn't like it. Let the nigga talk for himself. The nigga can be dad and part-time guardian.
They probably are gonna bring him back into the fold eventually.
I feel like
I don't
all
know.
of them are.
I don't know what their contract's gonna look like in the future. And that's really what's gonna determine this, because that's we live in the real world.
Yeah.
And the reason why I think the reason why they wrote the story the way they wrote it is contract reasons.
Most people don't want to be tied to Marvel their whole lives. So it's like, this was his last movie. The only other option was to sign a contract for like 5 or 6 more movies. And the real life actor don't want to be tied. But like, since he didn't die, and I guess they did a good thing, I think, me personally, I would have killed them if this is it.
Mm-hmm.
Killed off somebody. But for them not doing that, they opened the door for a 1 movie role. Like when the Avengers come back,
Or like
Drax reappears.
or a cameo, or what I'm saying, it opens it up for possibilities.
Of him just coming back in
Yeah.
some capacity.
Yeah.
And so,
Even
that
if
makes-
it's just one scene.
it's same for everybody. Same for Mantis. Same for Nebula.
Well, I think
Same for
Mantis is coming back anyway.
Yeah.
I think in the next few movies, especially if there's another wider, like the new Miss Marvel movies coming out with
Well, all
Captain
the
Marvel,
Marvels.
Miss Marvel, and all the Marvels.
Yeah.
And what's the other one's name? The black lady.
I'm actually know it.
Nova. No. It's something spacey.
The next Marvel movie.
The next Marvel movie coming out. Yeah.
That's kind of weird. It's a Marvel movie for Marvel.
But I think she's probably gonna show up in that movie, especially if it's like an outer space movie. I can see how they could work Mantis in either a cameo or something like that.
They're
And-
traveling planets, but she's on this one random planet.
and Captain Marvel would already know Mantis.
Yeah, makes sense. So it's like, I see it and I'm not mad. I'm not mad at it whatsoever. It makes sense. And we just got new Guardians. It's I want to say it came out of nowhere, but it did. So I've seen the movie twice, and so they dropped hints. I just think they didn't drop them great enough.
I guess, but
Star-Lord, they hinted at it because Mantis kept pressing the issue that there was other stuff going on.
like you need to resolve your other issues in your life before
Yeah.
you try to resolve your love life.
Yeah, so like that was being pressed. Mantis and Drax has always been called stupid, but I guess once again that's also a hint because they're actually starting to become
Smart.
aware of it.
Yeah.
But it's like since the first movie, them niggas was called stupid. They did stupid shit in the second movie. They did stupid shit in the Avengers movie. Like that's why I was like, I guess it was hinted because they started acting to it more, but it does feel like it's just a shift. Like it's a shift to me that so Mantis needs to go alone to do this. Did you have to leave?
I think so.
In any form of media, anime or whatever, I always feel like Sasuke. Sasuke in Naruto wants to clear his name, so he left the Leaf Village. Did you? Or he wants to bring honor to his name. So either way, he wants to make amends for what he's done. So he left the village and did this. did you necessarily have to leave the village, or could you have just done stuff?
Well, I think this is her. So like she in the Mantis storyline, like from movie 2 to movie 3,
Yeah.
she's always been a support character, right?
Mm-hmm.
She's never had, the ability. And even before they had met her in movie 2, she was always just the
Was she a slave or an assistant?
she was the slave assistant to her dad. So like she never really was able to think for herself, make decisions for herself.
Yeah.
She just followed along and gave support.
Yeah. For me, it's like the way the Guardians operate. It's just I get in the grand scheme of things. Like, oh, so she was in control of her whole life,
Mhm.
but it's like the Guardians weren't like like Star-Lord, Groot, Rocket, and Gamora, and Drax wasn't deciding things for you because they thought you couldn't. It's because you did. If that makes sense.
It was a little bit of both, though. Especially with Nebula. Nebula was
and she was pushy.
pushy,
But
but I think she's always been opposed upon. Like even when she would voice her opinion would be shooed to the side.
Because there was a funny scene where she had Drax talk to Star-Lord with the exact words she said. And that went south when Drax had to use Drax words. And so it was like, for me, I felt like, once again, that there's outstanding things happening. You could have remained a Guardian, but so you identified a problem. You know what the problem is. Now you can just be different. I guess this is what growing is. It's kind of like some boom. I feel like in all parts of our lives, we get tired of how our parents treat us.
Mm-hmm.
Well, some people run away from their parents, don't respect that either. And then some of us, I had to do it too. You just have to tell your parents off in a respectful way, but just like, hey, this is how it is now. I'm not.
Well, I think it's more about, and not so much like she did that with Nebula
She did tell her off. Yeah.
She did establish, like, hey, I am a person and I can make my own decisions on this, and that.
Yeah.
And so like she did that, but this is her leaving is more about her own personal growth.
Yeah.
For herself, not so that she can grow. So she can figure out who she is and what she wants to do.
Yeah.
Not just following along what other people want to do. So I think it's like going off to college for her. That makes sense? Yeah.
That makes sense. I was about to say, because I was
or
like,
moving out your parents' house.
that works too. I was about to say, for me, it was like if she stayed with the Guardians, she would have had a more prominent role. And so therefore she would have been more expressive. But like I could see going off doing your own thing. I don't know, in this damn universe, doing your own thing is kind of stupid.
It's better roll with a crew. Well, she has a crew. She has 3 giant atlas. And they're fucking indestructible, basically.
Bro, you feel me? Like that's what went off in my mind. Niggas going on when they home. Bro, we got niggas that collect jewels and erase half the fucking universe. And that nigga's even the most dangerous nigga in this bitch. Boy, them niggas better than me. Unless I was fucking Captain Marvel or Scarlet Witch, bro, I'll always roll with a crew. I ain't got time to fuck around. But what if I get caught lacking by one of these niggas?
I guess the likelihood of running into one of them, especially now that Thanos is gone, is lower.
Man, those superpower freaks, it's high as hell.
There's no big bad in the MCU right now. Like there's Kang. I don't know if we're gonna get a Kang anymore.
Bro, them niggas just got to recast. Act like we ain't see that shit in recast.
But the more I hear about that story, we'll talk about this later though.
Yeah.
The more I hear about that, the more it's up in the air that shit even happened.
Bro, that nigga should just get his role back. Fuck all the bullshit.
Well, I don't think they took him. They didn't take him off.
They officially haven't taken him off yet. Yeah.
I think they're just gonna wait for the fire to die down, and
I think they're just when they're seeing how things play out.
Yeah. If he goes to jail, I think they're gonna.
I think if he gets like convicted, like if all the facts start leaking out this and that, nah, let's got ties that look like that nigga did it. But since there's nothing really pinning him to it. Hey, let's stick with good buddy.
We just won't promote it right now. It's okay.
There's no big bad in the sense of us, but like I always like to think in terms of like the story. No, there's big bads out there. Them niggas are doing big bad things.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, the Galactus is out there.
Yeah,
You know,
in the first
the
Iron
Celestials
Man,
are out there.
in the first Iron Man movie, you did not know about the whole MCU world. The nigga Thanos was still collecting Infinity Stones.
I mean, yeah, like what I'm saying is that there's no known big bad.
Yeah,
Like,
okay.
there's no like named big bad in the storyline right now that everybody knows about.
Oh, yeah.
Like King is out there, but we don't know about him yet.
Yeah. I was about to say, like, that's what I never said about superhero shit. Bro, we know about all top athletes due to social media. I like to think that if the world had connections to other planets, we would know about niggas doing crazy shit.
The universe is a big place, and there's whole segments of the universe that are just like under a fucking embargo.
And shit, I'll be aware of that too, goddamn it. Hey, that bitch under embargo, them niggas might act foolish. them niggas might be looking to expand. But no, I think the conclusion was pretty smooth.
But to circle back to did that look cool? When the Quill's in space and they went out and they grabbed him. he's the frosting and shit. He's like, look cool.
I think they did it a total of 4 times in the movie. And I'm mad. The only thing I'm mad about is they didn't start doing that movie one. This would have been the greatest running theme through the franchise. Like, that's the only thing I'm mad about. But yeah, get to the end. The one thing that it's kind of iffy for me is when we get to the post credits. I feel like the post credits get weaker and weaker to the point where, like, bro, I might just leave after the damn movie and get tired of
Well, Guardians of the Galaxy movies never really have
like real.
Yeah, like because they're not introduce a big bad type of franchise.
Yeah,
because they always saw themselves as a niche.
they're the little brother.
They're the little brother of the MCU.
Yeah,
so they always just do like storyline
stuff.
Yeah.
So like just seeing the end and like, the legendary Star-Lord will return. Of course, nigga, he ain't dead. It never crossed my mind that nigga wouldn't return. Did some people see this and thought, oh, that nigga hung up the boots forever?
Well, they did something funny. They were talking. He was sitting there eating cereal with his grandpa or whatever, and then they were talking about somebody.
They were talking about him mowing the lawn and his granddad just constantly watching him. Like that. And like, Grandpa, you don't gotta stare at me while I mow the grass. Like, that stuff is funny. Just the wording got me. Like, the legendary Star-Lord will return. Shit, Nebula and Drax is going to return. Mantis is going to return. Fuck this mean?
Well, Star-Lord is the mainline character.
Okay. I could go with that. It was just like, of course they're going to return. These niggas ain't dead.
I think that's them announcing that Chris Pratt signed a new contract.
If it's that, I'm okay.
That's what I got from it. He's signed a new contract.
Immediately, like, bro, how long does the grandpa have? Fuck that nigga was gonna do? Just stay on Earth?
So what I think what's gonna happen is that there's gonna be an Earth-based catastrophe, and Star-Lord's gonna be on Earth already.
Star-Lord's basically gonna join the Avengers.
This is his run on the Avengers or something like that.
Yeah.
Or West Coast Avengers or however they're gonna spin it.
I figured. Either way, I knew, like, what, niggas thought that he was gonna live a normal life and get an office job and chill? Is that what niggas thought? Of course that nigga returned.
He has zero school at all. He didn't graduate middle school.
That nigga's an intergalactic rebel. That nigga is not going to the What
is your prior work experience? I was a space pirate for about 20 years, and then
this nigga couldn't pass a background check. Like, I'm literally, I think there's bounties out on the niggas. Like, of course the nigga was going to return. He's not doing, like, if Peter Parker settles down. Now, obviously, we know Peter Parker goes on to be Spider-Man continuously, but if Peter Parker went to college and is like, I'm giving this up, that could be feasible. He could just go to college, get a wife and kid, and just do whatever. This nigga's 45. This is all he's... Ooh. shit. But no, great movie. I guess we just talk about what do you think was some of the central themes throughout this movie?
Personal growth, family, and like not your born family, but your chosen family, and or I guess found family, and getting that lick back.
I agree with most of those. My one thing when I was asked, you asked me, and I was on the spot about it. Closure, chosen family, and I don't know, all the damn movies getting that lick back. Well, getting the lick back eventually. I think that's the theme of superhero movies. They could do some shit, yeah. I'll have to go whoop that ass.
Well, you know, like they really had no reason to kill the High Evolutionary, in the sense of like they could have just got everybody off the ship. They didn't have to go kill him.
Technically, so, and this is the point. Technically, we have no clear evidence that he died. They did not kill him.
Yeah,
They left him.
well, Gamora stabbed him, but they didn't
finish
confirm.
him
Like
off.
they
Yeah.
didn't cut his head off or something like that. But
Yeah.
and I think they are going to bring the High Evolutionary back as a recurring villain.
I think it will be weak if they do because it will water down.
The closure.
Yeah, mine is closure. We closed up Rocket's past, and that's even more intensified when he gains his moniker, Rocket Raccoon. For the life of me, I don't know what the fuck he thought he was.
Well, he didn't know what he was. He didn't know what he was. He thought he was a one of a kind thing.
You felt like every time you said I'm not a raccoon, bro, you build bombs from scratch.
From trash. You're a super trash panda.
Nigga, you gotta know you're a raccoon. There's no way to you don't know that.
Yeah, he's out in space. Another great reoccurring joke through there is calling him all different kinds of animals, like a ferret, a badger.
It pisses me off when other people do it. Like, even if I never read the comics, that nigga look like a raccoon. he has the little shits around his eyes.
So people on Earth call him raccoons,
Yeah.
but people not from Earth.
And this movie, the Guardians of the Galaxy, like the MCU movies do something that's funny to me, but also a headache to me. They do stuff like they have the people from space not understand Earth stuff. So it's like, obviously they called them different stuff. They probably didn't know what a raccoon was. They know what a ferret is. They know what You're telling me they know all these other fucking animals?
They never seen a raccoon.
A raccoon is tied solely to planet Earth. Like, that be the stuff they get. Like, I can agree that, oh yeah, they should know Earth stuff. They know 95% of Earth stuff.
That's hilarious. I think that makes it funny. It's the fact that you know so many Earth animals and you still don't know the one you need to know.
And that's what
The only one who knows is Peter.
And that's what got me about Rocket. It's like, something. I think Rocket assumed. I don't think he really thought he was one of one, but he was for certain that he knew he wasn't a raccoon. He just didn't know what he was yet. Nigga, it's no way.
I'm telling you, you're a freaking raccoon.
You didn't see the other niggas get experimented on when you were. The fucking, when he was in heaven, the damn otter called. The otter knew what the fuck a raccoon was. And that's a running theme, and I'm not bad at it. It's just like, this nigga here, bro. He is so smart that the Higher Evolutionary is obsessed with how he processes
He doesn't
stuff.
know what he is.
He actually had to hold a raccoon to. Shit,
Damn.
Ooh, I'm not bad at it. It makes great jokes, but closure on Rocket's behalf to the point of where he knows he's Rocket Raccoon. Peter leaves the Guardian to reconnect with his grandpa.
Chain closure.
Not gonna hold you. I don't understand in the long run how that really helps him because he never even liked his grandfather.
He only didn't like his grandfather because of the moment where his mom died. There was nothing else about his relationship with his grandfather that was bad.
True.
So like him not seeing his grandfather was him not getting closure on his mother.
Okay, and I'm about to say I'm okay with that, but it's like yeah, his grandfather's gonna die. He's gonna die eventually. Like he's 95.
And Peter knows that, and that's why he wants to go get that closure with him before he goes.
Before he goes, yeah. But it's like I don't see an agree. Like once he goes, and I feel like Peter will not do anything else until he dies. But when he dies and he starts doing superhero shit again, it's hell. The theme of him, then he really has nobody. Like there's
Well, he still has the Guardians.
he does, but like to Mantis' point of like in his life everything goes and like this and that. That's heightened now because he don't even have family members no more. You know, he has his chosen family back to your thing.
But he has no blood family.
Yeah, like if he had to go back to his grandpa to get that closure, once he dies, I feel like that just opens the wound back up. Because like he still has no Gamora. His mom ain't coming back. He went to go do this thing with his grandpa. He's gonna get real good with his grandpa. Then he goes. I feel like
and his daddy's a piece of shit and dead.
So that's why it's like I get why it happened, but I think.
But Peter Quill's always been written as a deeply flawed character, troubled character.
Yeah.
So like, it's him getting closure, but is it really good closure?
Okay, I was about to say
that's how I see it. But
that's how I look. I was about to say, is this really closure? Because this is just gonna bring up the point again of.
But avoiding is never going to help your issue either, though.
True.
So I think ultimately, if this was an actual human being and not just a character, I think it's good for him to go see your grandpa. You have all the abilities to go see him. Go see your grandpa.
Drax's closure. I didn't necessarily think of this. This is the closure that he needed, but it makes sense because he's always mentioned that one daughter from before. So hell, he basically got her back. Even though I want to put a huge emphasis on this, all because you lose somebody and another replica comes, that does not mean that they're the same person. Well, I've seen debate about that before. Like some stuff, it's still the same Gamora. It is not the same Gamora. It's just Gamora.
So it's not that he got his daughter back. Like she's not dead anymore.
Yeah.
But it's like he gets to be the dad that he actually wants to be.
Yeah. Not even for the character, just in general. That there's people out there.
Okay.
No, like if you lose your mom and then you go through time, like go through a different dimension and get another mom, that's not your same mom. That mom is different. Like
unless she has all the same memories as your old mom, there's no way.
All up until the moment of you lost your mom, up until even like they're two different people, man. Gamora, not necessarily gonna call it closure. I think Gamora's story is still open. I'm okay with that because she's still.
Well, and Gamora's story is more about growth.
Yeah.
Than like this story, her storyline. This is like her coming out of the killer phase of her life.
Yeah.
And going into kind of the old Gamora path.
And all
like,
this,
not murdering everybody you see.
All this is like still new too. Like she's still relatively just landed here.
Like this is like they're only like 2 years in.
Nebula gets to close up her trouble past, like go put it all into a bow. Technically, it all ended once they got rid of Thanos. But like now, since she actually has people to look after, and this puts it on a bow. So now she gets to gets to be the leader that she always wanted to rule her. Drax, Groot is still Groot.
Yeah, Groot is Grooting it out. He turns into a fucking kaiju now.
I was about to say that. His growth was he actually Groot. He actually a grown ass tree again. I thought they was gonna make small Groot again after Adam Warlock and they open it. Like, damn, bro, this nigga just got big again.
He didn't lose his head, so he just grew his body back, which is hilarious.
Yeah. Like I immediately thought, like, bro, if Small Groot come back, I like Small Groot. That nigga just got big again. He can't take no. He can't get no break. So closure, chosen family. Yeah, I agree with all your points. It's all there. I think those are central themes. And when people write shit, I don't believe them niggas do that ahead of time. I feel like they wrote the script and the shit was just there. I could be wrong.
I think. I've never written a fucking movie, so I've never written a screenplay or whatever. But I think they have where they want the story to go. It's like they wanted Peter Quill to lead the Guardians. They wanted Rocket to take over, and they built how they were going to do it, and then you build your core themes inside of that.
I'm about to say, 'cause
That's how I would do it. I'll have a beginning and end. This is how I wanted to start. This is how I wanted to end. I build my middle part, and then I build my concepts around that middle part, and the meaning of the middle part as I go.
You feel me? I've never written a script. I've written stories. Hell, I've written stuff that teachers are very impressed off of. And I've just written them bitches. I've just written a story that's a cohesive story. And then the teachers will tell me what they took away from it. Oh, yeah. Yes, it is in there.
Well, I mean, telling the story, you're going to have themes.
Yeah, I was about to say, I just wrote a story. Yeah. I guess you can't take that shit away. That wasn't my intention.
But also, themes are subjective. I'm sure there's some people who didn't get any of the shit that we got from.
But them niggas stupid. Like, I can understand the closure part. I can get the closure part specifically, like they didn't get it. But like the other one, them niggas stupid. They ain't gonna get it. Stupid wouldn't be a word if there weren't stupid folks out there. Like, I know you did not just watch this movie and just saw a movie.
Some people are like that. Some people don't get, deep thought, like deep meanings from stuff. I can't remember who I was talking to somebody, and I'm like, yeah, I just be watching stuff to watch it. I'm like, what the fuck?
Them niggas on the spectrum.
What the fuck? What the fuck you mean?
Yeah, bro, them niggas on the spectrum, bro. It ain't no way. If somebody on the spectrum said that, I would be understanding. But if this nigga's by all intents and purposes just a regular average guy, no nigga, I don't. Like, what do you? So you don't think of the shit. So you don't think about the shit after you watch it. Once you watch it, it's just, oh, that was good. On to the next. That's the reason why I have to rewatch stuff so much, because after I finish something, I think about it so deeply. Damn, I gotta watch it again. I gotta watch it again, to see if I won't miss something.
I mean, that's the beauty of it, though. Like, it's being able to rewatch stuff over and over again. So what would you rate this movie out of 10?
In general, compared to the MCU superhero movies, like, it's all a sliding scale based off of which criteria. Like, in terms of MCU...
In the MCU movies, how would you rate it 1 out of 10?
9.5.
9.5. I think I would rate it a 9. 8.9. Somewhere in there.
Why that?
I think it's not super... It's predictable. It has a lot of the, superhero tropes and stuff in it, which is not a bad thing. It's just when you've seen a whole bunch of MCU movies, or you've seen a whole bunch of superhero movies, you kind of know what to expect. I'm still waiting for something that's like truly revolutionary to happen in a superhero movie, but maybe that wouldn't be a good movie, and this grading could change, I guess, for me.
2 points to that. I think DC is going to make that movie has the highest chance of making that movie you're looking for. Not even that, I'm a DC fanboy, but because the niggas have no clue what the fuck they're doing. As opposed to Marvel. Marvel knows.
They have a formula and it's baked down.
Yeah.
But that's why it got a 9.
Yeah.
Because this is the quintessential funny MCU but still serious movie.
It's a 9.5 for me because Guardians have always been funny, and it's like they try so hard to make every other character funny, and it's sometimes it works, sometimes you're Tony Starks, sometimes you get weird, goofy stuff like with Captain America. They made Thor a little bit more funnier.
I think the only character that didn't make funny was Captain America. Captain America was situationally funny.
Yeah.
Which I think is the right kind of funny for him.
I'm about to say he's a corny funny. Like, funny shit will happen or he'll say something and it be funny.
Yeah, but he's not trying to be like a joke. Yeah. But I think it's the right way to do his character.
The Guardians are consistently more funny. And like I'm talking in whole totality situation, characters making quips like they land, this and that. So like, and that's what they aim to do. Like they aim to make them niggas funny. They succeed. As far as story, there's This story to me is the best story Marvel has told outside of the Thanos story. Because, like, you know how I poke holes of Winter Soldier so much. Like, I just can't get by. Kill that nigga, bro. I'm like Smokey and Friday. Shoot him. Like, I just, and that's most people's, I think about people knowing that's most people's next best story outside of this, like it's Civil War. And I never bought completely into it. Civil War is a comic. Like, I actually read the Civil War comic, and I'm not judging it like, oh, it had to do this. But I've never bought completely into the MCU version. And outside of the other stories from the Spider-Man to the Eternals to Captain Marvel, Thor, they were just passable. They were okay because they led to the grand scheme of things. No, this is actually a good story. Great story. Great story. They set out to do what they wanted to. It's actually funny. It's 9.5 because, to be fair, I didn't even like Endgame that much. The only movie that I put before it, for real, is the movie before Endgame, Infinity War. For real, that's the only movie in the whole MCU I put before it. So I put it 9.5 just to
give space for Endgame, for Infinity War.
Yes, just to indicate its place. Because like if I rank it a 7, well that means I think the whole MCU sucked. Like, if I'm being for real.
I mean, if we're actually being honest, the MCU movies, especially like standalone movies,
I'm the one that told you that originally. The MCU depends on that MCU because take them as they are, them shits kind of suck. In your head, you know it builds to something bigger, so you don't say it sucks. You say, "Oh, it's building."
I actually think the original Avengers movie might be better than Infinity War.
Could be. I don't doubt it.
I think the original Avengers movie is better. Avengers 1 is better than Infinity War.
I rewatched it, and this how I had to come to Endgame. Endgame is a good closure. That shit sucked. That shit is kind of a slog to get through.
It's a lot of storytelling and not a lot of action. Yeah.
And for it to be built up like, but the fact that they killed Thanos off in the first 10 minutes. There's no big bad until y'all dumbasses bring a whole other thing up.
Yeah.
So like, I had to give it a 9.5 just to set a scale. But in terms of like cinema, like if we're just movies, if you had to recommend this based on any movie, 6, 7 for the fact that you said like it is pretty predictable. There are those superhero moments does kind of water it down, but it's not. Once again, it's not a bad thing. It's a passable movie.
Yep.
I wouldn't nominate this for like greatest movie of all time.
Yeah.
And so that's why I was like, it's a sliding scale compared to the MCU. It's one of the best compared to movies in general. It's a good movie.
Fair enough.
I think it's something that you owe. Your girlfriend never really watched MCU movies, so I think it's something you could take her
get
to,
her into, yeah.
and she won't hate it. Depending on how much she pays attention, depends on how much
she likes it.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think I would say I think it's only really up from here. I'm not one of those people. I'm the guy that identified that the Marvel movies before Avengers was not all that. So this notion that since Endgame it has fallen off, I don't subscribe to.
But also, like, once you reach such great heights, you have to. There's always a downer to your uppers.
You got to rebuild. And that's what they. But like, I'm not part of this notion that they fell off. Them shit sucked before Endgame. Like,
it was a build.
Yeah. So it's like shit. I think they on pace. The movies that niggas don't like. Consider that you're Iron Man. When I tell niggas, how many times have you seen Iron Man recently? You only like it because you know you've seen it before.
Iron Man 1, I've watched multiple times. And I actually kind of like that movie. Iron Man 2
I hate that shit.
and 3, garbage.
They worked because they were the first 3, so they had nothing to compare it to. First Captain America movie, it's okay. There's nothing wrong with it. That nigga born. Like, there's a reason why that nigga never had his own movie again.
And even in his standalone movies, Black Widow's in that bitch.
Civil War is based.
Falcons in that hole.
I don't even understand why they called it Captain America Civil War. That's basically an Avengers movie.
But he's kind of the main character. This is kind of his story, him and Bucky's story.
So it's like, I don't subscribe to them have fallen off. And so Guardians was never bad. We just said Guardians have never been bad. So I'm not going to sit here and say, oh yeah, they on the uphill from here.
I mean, Volume 2 is the weakest one out of all of them, though.
Yep, because the first one, great. Second one, bad. But I think the second one
not
came out.
bad, just not as good.
Fun.
Yeah, it's not as funny, not as good to me.
But I think they came out after Thor Dark World. I know it did. And compared to
Volume 2?
Yeah.
Volume 2 came out way after.
Way after?
Guardians of the Galaxy came after Thor Dark World. 1.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, damn, I'm kind of remembering that different. Because I know the Guardians came out before Infinity War. Black Panther came out right before
Are you
Infinity
talking
War.
about Ragnarok? It did come out after Ragnarok.
Okay, so it must have came out right after Ragnarok.
Yeah.
I must say, like, I knew the timeline of, like, the damn movies was not in high regard up until that point. So when 2 came out, Guardians of the Galaxy 2, shit, this was better than the shit that it was surrounded by. So
Well, Ragnarok was pretty good, though.
Ragnarok is good, but mainly because Dark World is so goddamn bad.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, I can believe Guardians of the Galaxy 2 is the weakest, but I remember when it came out, I know all the movies that surround. I knew it was a Thor movie, and it's something else. Oh, that shit blew that out the water. It blew the other shit out the
Ultron,
water.
I think, was around.
It was the Age of Ultron. I think that came out after. Was it after? Maybe it was right before.
Or maybe it was Civil War before that. Fuck. I can't remember what order they came out in.
But either way, Guardians of the Galaxy 2 was great at its time compared to everything else.
Yeah.
But, they'll use it retrospective. Something had to be the weakest. It's 3 movies. What are we talking? Something had to be the weakest. Something had to be the best.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
And so, yeah, I can't wait to see what Marvel do. I am thoroughly invested in the Guardians franchise.
I'm actually kind of excited for the Miss Marvel crossover movie. I think it's going to be pretty good. I don't like Captain Marvel, the actor.
I was about to say I have low expectations. So it could blow it out the water.
But I like the black girl, and I like Miss Marvel.
Yeah.
I like their actresses, and I like their characters.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll see.
We'll see. What's the next movie coming out?
I think that's next year. I actually don't know when it's releasing. I forgot.
No, that comes out next year.
Oh, the movie after that.
When's the next MCU movie? I don't even think that's really been announced.
I think it's the Captain Marvel movie.
Oh,
I think that's the next one.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything else announced.
Okay, I'm about to say them niggas actually been keeping their cards real close to their chest.
Well, they had a well, I know Loki's coming out this year, Loki season 2, and I think another TV series is coming out this year. So there's the TV
TV series.
series stuff coming out.
Yeah, I think that writer's strike is
Oh, that's fucking
affecting.
yeah, that's fucking everybody, and rightfully so.
You feel me? All right.
We stand with the writers.
Get paid. Hell, if niggas looking for cheap work, I got something for y'all.
You're doing the wrong thing.
But Guardians of the Galaxy, go give it a watch. Hell, go watch all 3 of them. Fuck it.
That's what we did. We watched the first 2, and then we went to go watch the movie.
Hell, fuck it. Why not? Go watch all 3 of them. It's worth watching.
Yep.
You got anything else?
No, that's pretty much it.
Tell us about some of your favorite superhero movies. Tell us about some of your favorite MCU movies. Hell, tell us who your favorite Guardian of the Galaxy is down below.
And let us know how you rated this movie and what did you think the core themes were. Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe, and we're out.